stadium court at the National Tennis Center, where we have seen Steffi Graf, Gabriela Sabatini, Chris Evert. It's almost like it's the exclusive club of women's tennis in the semifinals. There's one member missing, and she's out here on stadium court right now, Martina Navratilova, but she's being tested early. Zina Garrison coming out of the gates extremely quickly and playing quite well. She won the first 3 games of this match before Navratilova just held serve. And now Garrison serving at love 15. That's what we've seen in the early moments of this match. Garrison attacking net, being aggressive and hitting out. Martina hoping to regain the championship, hoping to defend her championship here and regain that #1 spot that Steffi Graf has owned. Of course, she's not going to regain #1 on the computer, but at least retaining a Grand Slam championship. Zina Garrison. She'll be 25 in November, born and raised in Houston. Her current ranking #12.
30 all.
30 all now. Zina, a product of the public parks system in Houston, where she grew up with Lori McNeil, both coached by John Wilkerson. They have since parted their ways since last year's Open, and Willis Thomas is now Garrison's coach, while Wilkerson remains with McNeil. Nice return there by Navratilova. And she has a chance to get the break back that Garrison gained in the second game of this set. Forehand. Martina took the net, hit a decent volley, but Garrison just tees off on that. And Martina answers. And gets the break point back. These two have played 21 times. Martina has won every match. Only 2 of the 21 have even gone to 3 sets. Garrison has won just 2 sets in 44. One of those sets was this year in Dallas. Martina back to win the match after Garrison took the first set.
Advantage Navratilova.
And now the break point again for Martina. Incredible record. They did meet here in the quarterfinals 3 years ago. Martina won that 6-2, 6-3. So we know who Reno Tomasi picked today. Reno picked Martina. Not even Reno brave enough to buck those odds. And Martina getting the volley on the break point. Will Chamberlain has been a fixture at courtside since this U.S. Open Championship began. Got to get him in the 35 men next year, huh?
Navratilova.
We just see Nastasi and Wilt at the net. And Martina fought, and she gets her break. More tennis after these words from your local cable systems.
Garrison leads 3-2.
Shortly, but Mats Wilander, previously on Stadium Court, won his quarterfinal match, and he's in our USA studios right now with Barry
Behind
McKay.
the court, please.
All right, Ted. Mats, well done. A little tight out there. You were down a set and then down set point to go almost 2 sets to love. What was going through your mind at that stage?
I think the tiebreaker was, decided the whole match. I think the reason I came behind from the beginning, he was playing really well. I was a bit off. I wasn't really concentrating that hard, and I was just one step, too slow all the time. But, Emilio kept it up. He was serving well, and I had a few set points in the second set at 5-4, and, I missed one. I got nervous on the other, and, then I was just lucky to win the tiebreaker, and I think that just decided the whole match.
Matt, you came into Wimbledon this year with 2 big victories, obviously the Australian and the French. How disappointing was it to you to lose at Wimbledon this year?
Well, it was very disappointing to lose, to be out of Wimbledon, but I think, if I wanted to lose, I think that's the way I wanted to lose, against Machir when he just, blows me off the court. And, I didn't really feel like I had a chance to win Wimbledon this year, but, I felt like it before, but afterwards I was just so far away from winning a match. But it was disappointing, and it would have been nice to come in here, to 1-3, but we all have dreams, and maybe they'll come true one day.
Mats, everybody during the Open doing a lot of talking about the youngster, Andre Agassi, Michael Chang last night. You're just kind of cruising along. Here you are in the semifinals. Is that good for you to maybe not have so much attention as you move into this tournament?
Well, I think that's something that, it's always going to be like that, and it's always been, like that in the past. And I think for me, as, I sort of just got used to, don't have too much attention around me, but still, people knows that I'm still in the tournament and that, and it adds maybe a little extra pressure on Agassi, but I think for the other guys, Connors and Lendl, but we're also used to dealing with whatever we have to use to, so I don't think it matters in the long run. But for Agassi, it might be a little tough.
Matt, you've had a great career, obviously a lot of big titles. Any one particular match or any one moment when you look back that kind of jumps out at you that really was very thrilling for you?
I think the final in Australian Open, I think that was, I think the French, when I won the French the first time, but I think after that, I think Australia this year was the most important. I played well in '87. I was in the finals of French and US Open and the Masters, and Ivan was just playing too good, and I came close twice, but I didn't really make it through, and to win that first Grand Slam in Australia was so important, for my confidence, and after that, it's just, sort of been coming along, and everything's been falling my way, I think.
Matt's everything kind of opening up. Becker out of the bottom half, McEnroe out of the bottom half. You're in the semifinal. You almost won last year. Could this be your year?
Well, I definitely, I have a much better draw this year than I had last year. But if you get through a tough draw, that could help you as well. But it helps you to get through to the final if you have an easy draw. But the only problem I have now is that everybody's famous are out, and now I have to play players that I should beat, but which are hard to beat because they have nothing to lose, even though it's the semi-final of the US Open, and and I have everything to lose. So they come in without any pressure, and I just have to concentrate because these are good players still.
You had a tough match against Ivan in the final last year. How about this year? Anything different between your 2 games? Can you beat Ivan in the final if you get there?
Well, I think first of all, I think physically the way we hit the ball, I think I'm a little closer to him than I was last year. I think he's not playing as well as he did last year, and I think I'm playing the same as last year. But I think mentally, that's what it's going to come down to. I think the day if we play in the final, that's going to come down to who's the strongest mentally, who wins the big points.
Mats, thanks for stopping.
Thank you.
Good luck. Back up to you, Ted.
Now, Wilander plays either Darren Cahill or Aaron Krickstein in the semifinals of the U.S. Open. We'll return to the Martina Navratilova Zina Garrison quarterfinal match in a moment. court. We're at 3-all now in the first set. And
30
Zina
all.
Garrison on serve now at 30-all. Garrison won the first 3 games. Navratilova has won the last 3. And White with us here in the booth. Zina's gone all out to try and break that 0 for 21. She's come out playing extremely aggressively.
She's invigorating out there, Zina. She moves so quickly on the court, and her volleys have improved tremendously. She's putting a lot more pace on the ball. She's turning her shoulders better. Martina knows it, too. She knows she's got to hit big shots to beat this Zina Garrison today. And plus, Ted, I think also the fact that there's been 21 times. A lot of people have said that. The media's brought it up. Zina wants to avenge this. Get a win on the scoreboard.
Deuce.
It sounds elementary, but she really, looking at the record, she has to think about winning a set first, then worry about winning a match. Winning just 2 sets in her life against Martina. Good. She is just hitting out.
Advantage.
Well, she knows in order to beat Martina, she's got to hit out on the ball. She can't just hit shots halfway. Watch the shoulder turn here on Garrison, how she stays down and really hits through that ball right in the corner.
And Garrison holds her serve. She leads 4-3 in the first set.
Garrison leads.
Live stadium court with Ann White, Ted Robinson. USA Sports coverage of the U.S. Open continues. And now it is Martina Navratilova in the final women's quarterfinal match. And Zina Garrison, the winner, meets Sabatini. Graf and Everett will meet in the other semifinal.
What a shot by Garrison.
15 all.
She really set that point up beautifully with the lob. Martina runs back, knows she's in trouble, tries to hit the backhand, can't get it up.
30-15.
Those of you tuning in on USA to see either Chain Reaction or Let's Make a Deal, those programs will not be seen today due to the duration of our tennis. We'll be with this match till its conclusion. Navratilova and Garrison.
Zina's holding the ball on her racket a lot longer, waiting for Martina to commit and make that extra step in. There on that lob, she caught Martina with her chin running towards the net. Zina's got a new ready position, too. She looks like a boxer out there.
Well, a break point for Garrison and would give her a chance to serve for the set.
She knew she had a good return. She's racing over to play that next point.
I don't think I've seen a player in this championship receive serve with the racket in just one hand.
It's a good point, Ted. It's something, I don't know, for balance, I think most players, especially if you have a two-handed backhand, hold it with 2 hands.
Deuce.
Martina's second serve is so tough. She's really improved it this year, working with her coach, Tim Gullickson. She mixes up her serve beautifully, better than any other woman on the circuit. You never know which way it's going to be coming at you. It's going to be jamming you in the body or wide. or flat or with spin.
Advantage Garrison.
And after the great second serve, a double fault gives Garrison a break point.
Never fails, does it? You brag about somebody's great shot and then they double fault. But she'd had an ace earlier in the game. With Martina's second serve, it's hard to attack that. I know when Zina Garrison beat Gabriela Sabatini at Wimbledon this year, she was attacking every one of Gabby's second serves because her second serve tends to sit up a lot more. Martina has a lot more juice on her second ball. A lot of spin. Makes it hard to attack.
Advantage Navratilova.
Watch Martina's stance. She keeps her left arm up a while. Nice ball toss, good and high. She extends all her weight into the court, so she's an extra step in there to that net for that first volley. Now this is where the service really pays off. The lefty serving into the ad court has a definite advantage.
No, the volley's long. Didn't sound like she hit that serve very well.
Might have been a miss hit. Got to give a lot of credit to Zina Garrison. She's hitting a lot of those returns right at Martina's shoelaces, causing her to have to hit volleys on the way up or half volleys.
Advantage Navratilova.
Martina was joking with the linesman. She's like it was a mile out.
And Martina dodged 2 break points and holds again for 4-all. So we're on serve first set. More tennis tonight. Krickstein and Cahill, 7:30 Eastern on USA. And tomorrow night you will see Andre Agassi and Jimmy Connors live on USA, 7:30 Eastern tomorrow night.
Martina's so strong with that backhand return of serve. It's just a reflex for a winner.
Oh, 15 all.
A little windy out here today, Ted. Got to give yourself a little more margin for error when you're trying to hit those lines.
It's picked up a bit more as the day has gone on. Still a great weather day for tennis.
That's just amazing how a player can be so far out of position and be on the defense and then turn everything into offense. Martina stretching wide here, takes advantage of a great approach, has Zina all the way out of the court, just flicks it cross court. Watch the sheer athleticism here. Just punches it with that left arm.
Martina tried to jump on that. It's out, and it's 30-all.
She missed 2 forehand returns in a row there. She's letting the ball come to her instead of attacking it. She tends to do that. She pulls up a little bit on that forehand side instead of staying down with the ball, going forward.
Garrison.
Zina stays really down. Look how far she stays down on that ball. It's a skitter. Martina can't get under the ball. Zina's staying with their game plan, trying to be aggressive, trying to take the net away from Martina. That's the best chance she has of pulling off. Would be the upset of her career.
And Garrison holds 5-4 in the first. Martina to serve.
That's what you call court speed.
Love 15.
Martina just flicks that ball back. Zina sees the opening. She has some major wheels on her legs, I'll tell you.
And now Garrison has a chance.
Making her mind up, going to hit the volley. She's not going to wait for a ball. Good decision by Garrison. She's playing aggressive. Another look at it here. Watching the ball keenly. She takes a full swing. She didn't even punch it.
Oh, my.
She is confident now. She's got Martina right where she wants her.
Love 40.
3 set points. She stunned Martina with several of those first service returns.
She's being the more aggressive player out here, and rarely does that happen against Martina, where she's over-dominated on the tennis court.
(15-40).
She skated all the way in. She almost hit the net on that ball. That looked like a grass court point, the way she was chipping and charging. Martina was coming to the net. Nice volley by Martina, but I think that return might have been going long. She might go to the forehand here. It's the weaker side of Zina. She likes to hit that backhand. And she was going to the forehand. Players try to usually serve on the big point to the weaker side, try to draw an error from them.
Oh, Garrison wins the set. The 45th set that these two players have played, only the third that Garrison has won.
Good return. Watch her step all the way in trance, keep her weight going forward the whole way. She turns around and says, come on. She is fired up out there. It's an inspired Zina Garrison. She's worked hard this year with her coach, Willis Thomas. She deserves this. She wants it. Martina getting herself caught in no man's land. If you're going to come in, you got to commit and make the decision. There's Virginia Wade, former Wimbledon champion. Used to coach Martina a little bit last year.
All.
Martina's trying to turn this match around. Both players being very aggressive. Martina trying to pump herself up, jumping around. It's tough when the crowd gets like that for your opponent and they're making a lot of noise. It's tough to get yourself up.
15-30.
Second double fault. Garrison breaking to win the first set. Serving to start the second.
There's Tim Gullickson in the purple there. Friend Judy Nelson, who's been designing Martina's new clothes that she's wearing.
Garrison trying to save serve. It's the winner. It's 30-40. Still a break point.
You can tell Zina's working really hard. She's perspiring so much out there. Well-played point by Garrison. She served, jammed Martina, but didn't overhit the approach. Set up the easy volley. She's playing smart tennis. Nice pickup here. She doesn't overhit this ball, which draws a sort of a lob by Martina. It's too short, and Garrison knocked away the backhand volley for a winner.
Garrison has been to the quarterfinals twice in Australia, once at the French, and now twice here. The semifinals, it's the net semifinals at Wimbledon. These are two semifinals in the Grand Slams. Garrison saves 2 break points to hold serve, and starting the second set, Martina's frustrated. Now in the stadium court after a day that's been split between the stadium and the grandstand with great tennis everywhere. Now they're watching Martina Navratilova in her quarterfinal match against Zina Garrison.
Love 15.
Martina's got to get it back together here. Get a good service game in, a lot of first serves. Play aggressive, but not play too risky. She can't afford to get down and break to Zina. You can just tell the body language that Zina Garrison's using today. She's really hungry.
That's out. 30. And it's love 30 on Martina's service.
Crowd trying to pump up Martina.
Love 40.
That was lethal. Good second serve by Martina. She comes in. Zina just takes a step in, hits it right down at Martina's shoes there. Can't pick it up.
15-40.
Two more break points for Garrison. Martina having trouble with that ball toss today.
This is exactly where Garrison was at 5-4 in the first set. She had 3 break points to win the set. She lost the first 2, won the third. She has lost 2 here and has 1 left. And the ace takes care of the third. Third ace for Navratilova. She gets the game to deuce.
She's got her ball toss out in front on that serve. The sun is a little distracting on this side. Martina's got this ball toss that's wavering a bit. She's not able to get her racket and elbow up far enough to get a good wrist snap. And that's why a few of those balls are going right in the net. Excellent first volley by Martina. The ball was just too deep for Zina to do anything with. She's frustrated. It's tentative first volley. She started a half volley. She started to hit it. She's not feeling very confident out there, and when you're not confident, it's hard to commit and really make up your mind of what shot you want to hit.
First serve.
Yes!
Game Garrison.
Zina Garrison breaks Navratilova to lead 2-love in the second set.
Renee Richards there. Judy
Garrison
Nelson,
leads
Tim
2-love.
Gullickson. Martina is ticked off.
Quiet, please.
She let that one rip.
Love 15.
She has a real goal this year to beat Graf, to stop the Grand Slam and defend her championship here.
15 all.
We made so much about Steffi Graf trying to win the Grand Slam. Martina feels she did it. The ITF feels she did it, but she's not recognized. She won 6 consecutive Grand Slam tournaments. And she's getting everything she wants here in the quarterfinals from Zina Garrison.
30-15.
Zina coming in. Watch how she stays down that approach. Draws the easy volley, punches it. She's not even going for the lines. She's just hitting solid balls well within the baseline, well within the sidelines. She's looking mean.
third. Good shot. And Garrison is
30 all.
She lunged. Talk about playing the way you need to win a match like this. Garrison has hit 21 winners, only 6 unforced errors.
That's what you call in the zone, isn't it, Ted?
Long.
Martina tentative with that approach. She had the shot she wanted, the easy second serve. Swinging a racket. She is not a happy camper out there at all.
Playing in her high tops. High top sneakers on the tennis court.
Sneak, no.
Oh, Garrison bangs a winner away. Garrison leads a set and 3-love in the second. Stadium court, we are seeing something unfold rather amazing. Zina Garrison is playing the match right now of her life.
She sure is.
Oh, this is for real, folks.
She is seeing the ball as soon as it comes off of Martina's strings and just keying on everything. She's going forward on every single ball, just attacking, taking no prisoners out here on Stadium today.
Here's how it looks in numbers. Zina Garrison, and look at the winners to unforced errors, 4-1.
Usually when you have that many winners, you have at least half or 3 times that many unforced errors. Martina's box is looking a little worried out there. Zina's just outplayed Martina. She's just taken the net away from her and hit better shots.
She went for that one and almost got it. And unlike a men's match here that sometimes takes longer to develop, this one has happened quickly. Just 1 hour and 1 minute of play. And Martina's back is against the wall at love 3.
Well, I think the key to having a good match with a player like Martina is having a good start, getting out of those starting tracks. Tim Gullickson, Martina's coach, former men's tour player. Did you see that? She looked up and said, "Thank you." Another excellent approach up the middle. She lunges, stabs at it, hits the net, drops over.
That shot.
Today's just one of those days for Zina that she's doing everything right. She can't miss. She's getting lead courts. But I tell you, a player like Zina Garrison, she's had a lot of big wins. She's beaten Chris Evert on clay. She's beaten Sabatini. She's won a lot of good tournaments.
She is 2 games away.
First serve by Martina. Watch the way she punches that ball. She's been doing it all day, just going forward on every ball. Martina just can't get there. It's a step too slow. I think she knows she's beat.
Garrison. She is in another world of tennis.
15
The world
love.
I'm sure you dream about as a player.
Definitely the ozone. That was poetry in motion. The way she flew out there for that backhand volley.
Coming up on USA After Tennis, you'll join Bumper Stumpers in Progress and play the percentages on the West Coast. Those programs will be
Quiet,
joined in
please,
Progress
ladies and gentlemen.
after our tennis.
All. Martina's got to take her time and try to get back in this match here. Next thing you know, she's going to be in the locker room.
Four-time champion. She has been in the finals 5 straight years. And that's the type of shot she needs Martina to get back.
15-30.
She gave herself a boost after that one.
Martina trying to get her concentration back here.
All.
She was reflex out of position for this ball, but look at the racket extension and the follow through. She stayed down, continued her shot, and just reflexed a winner.
I'll tell you, someday Zina Garrison is going to take a tape of this match and pop it in the VCR and show her grandkids the day I played perfect tennis.
She's worked so hard, too, especially last year after that dramatic loss to her friend and doubles partner Lori McNeil last year in the round of 16. Her serve. Lori winning that match. She deserves a big win like this.
Do you believe this? Most of them can't. Zina Garrison is one game from the upset of her life. On Stadium Court, we have seen an almost surreal match. An hour and 9 minutes of near perfection from Zina Garrison. Martina serving 15 love. The last time Martina did not make the finals of the U.S. Open was the quarterfinals of '82. Pam Shriver. For all the anger you've seen from Martina, she has not played poorly. That's only the 11th unforced error Martina has made. She has simply been outplayed.
40-30.
That's what happens when you try to climb up the hill too fast. She was already going back to serve the next point, and it's deuce.
Advantage Navratilova.
Zina Garrison will serve for the match.
5 games to 1. Love.
That'll be long.
15 all. $15-30.
This will probably be the toughest game Zina Garrison will ever have to win.
$30 all.
$30 all.
$40.
Martina is still alive. Double fault on a break point. We're back after these words from your local
5
system.
games to 2.
Navratilova, first point of the game.
15 love.
There are now two ways to look at this match. Garrison is just one game from victory, but it will be the toughest game she'll ever have to win, and she is up only one break. Martina has no margin for error. And off the tape again for a winner.
15 all.
The second volley off the tape and good. Tonight we'll be with you 7:30 Eastern. Crickstein and Cahill men's quarterfinal match. Tomorrow noon Eastern, including mixed doubles, and then tomorrow night at 7:30 Agassi and Connors. The Lendl-Restano quarterfinal match will be played tomorrow afternoon. And for the first time, we detect a little less confidence in the face of Garrison. 40-15. Garrison has been phenomenal at net. She did it from the first point of the match, and we're at deuce.
Advantage Navratilova.
Martina serving to stay alive. Yes. The backhand passing shot that Garrison has used to perfection in this match.
Advantage Garrison.
Match point Garrison.
Quietly.
Martina reaching back with a wide first serve when she needed it. All right, Martina got a break there.
Advantage Navratilova.
She didn't put that shot away, and Garrison had an open court.
Game Navratilova.
If Martina goes, she's going to make Garrison win it.
Garrison leads 5 games to 3.
And I'm sure there are a lot of people here who think that this is her moment, that she must do it here.
Quiet, please.
Her second serve for the match. If she doesn't, the match will be on serve for the set.
Love 15.
The tape burned her a couple of times. That time she got it. And she senses things may be beginning to change.
Love 30.
It's out.
Fifteen 30.
No!
15-40.
A great get by Martina. Garrison never got, you see that ball kept drifting. She never got under it. 2 break points. Oh!
30-40.
What a point. But she's still facing a break point. Oh, Martina went for it. And Garrison is off the hook for the moment. Anybody who thinks, as you see the boxes, the people who are rooting for the 2 participants, anybody who thinks that women's tennis is just baseliners should watch this match. Zina Garrison has arrived at her moment. Match
Advantage
point
Garrison.
number 2. but the first on her serve. And you don't get many chances to beat a champion. Fifth double fault. The only fault you could find with the match she's played thus far. She double faulted in her last service game to be broken. Out.
Advantage Navratilova.
And it's a break point for Martina. I would imagine it's been quite a while, if ever, that Martina has met a more formidable opponent at net than Garrison has been in this match.
Advantage Navratilova.
Garrison picked that ball up off her shoe top. Match point 3. The longer the game goes, the more important it is for Garrison to win here. And there was the effect of the double fault, as Garrison just spun lightly that second serve in and lost the point. Again, that backhand passing shot frustrating Martina. It is match point 4, the third on her serve. as simple as first serve, second serve. She spun the second serve in again, and Martina had an easy point.
Advantage Navratilova.
Yes.
Game Navratilova.
We're staying, folks. More tennis. Martina is very much alive. Zina Navratilova has risen, and we are on serve in the second set. That's good. For those of you tuning in to see either Dance Party USA or Hot Potato, we are staying with tennis until the conclusion of this match, and we'll rejoin regularly scheduled programming at its conclusion. And White back up with us, poised like everyone else to congratulate Garrison, but Martina had other thoughts.
Well, Zina let it go. She had 4 match points. She got tentative on her serve. She felt the pressure. On the other hand, Martina kept her composure, has been playing like a champion. Never giving up.
That's good.
30-15.
Nice pickup. Watch Garrison commit to this forehand down the line. She's back to hitting the ball firmly. She was pushing the ball the last couple of games, thinking she was going to win. She's got it.
Long.
Zina runs like a Mustang out there. Now Martina serving to get back at 5-all. What a miraculous comeback this has been.
Game Navratilova. Change balls, please.
5-all second set. It was 5-love Garrison.
5 games all.
Martina is inspired. Look at her. She's charged.
We said it was going to be the toughest game for Garrison in her life, and she was not able to win it. And now she needs to hold serve.
Get a momentum switch like that, and you start getting all the lucky let courts as well. Zina's got to take her time here. Try to get back in this match.
I would think, and she needs to hold serve here. I figure her best chance would be in a tiebreak, and not a third set.
She's got to hold serve just to stay in this match, period.
Long.
Martina hit an out ball.
30-15.
I think that reflex volley by Garrison was going long, and Martina hesitated and then hit her volley long. She was lucky to get away with that one. Zina isn't hitting the volleys nearly as crisp as she was in the first and the beginning of that second set when she got up to 5-love. She's a little tight still.
Wow.
Game
Garrison holds 6-5 in the second. Navratilova serving to force a tiebreak in the second set, and it's 15-love.
Garrison, good pickup. Martina just barely gets there. Now watch Martina leap through the air and punch that backhand volley straight. Forward, right for the winner. You can feel the tension, drama in this stadium. It is a live wire out here.
What a match. This has been a fabulous
I've never
tennis
seen
match.
such a switch like this in momentum.
There's been great points. Great play. It is.
Martina saving 4 match points. I bet she can't remember the last time she did that.
Good.
Game Navratilova.
Inspiring shot by Martina.
6-all. Second
Watch her
set.
lunge for this
Tiebreak.
ball.
Garrison to serve.
Catch Garrison going the other way. Nice stabs. Keeps her racket and body firm. Punching.
Tie break. First serve, Garrison. And it seems that Garrison has lost complete confidence in the second serve. She just spinning them.
Ted, she's always had trouble with that serve. When she gets tied and a little nervous in the past, she's always thrown in double faults and thrown in those really easy second serves. And Martina's able to take advantage of them, come in the net, and put the pressure on.
1-all.
Martina misjudged that ball. She tried to play it on the half volley, but didn't get in. Sloppy error from her.
First player.
Zina still trying to pump herself up there.
Sue Kane, the chair umpire, said the ball was good on the baseline. And it's 2-1 Navratilova.
Zina said, did you see that? Watch again here. Watch it slowly bounce. She takes a split. She tries to hit the pickup. She hits it, and gosh, who knows?
It is the time of day when it is more difficult to pick the ball up. The shadows.
Martina set that whole point up by that short ground stroke by Zina. Before, she was hitting penetrating ground strokes, and she was coming in, and now Martina's completely taken over the offensive, putting all the pressure on Zina.
Navratilova is in the driver's seat. 4-1 and 2 serves.
Once again, taking advantage of that weak second serve. It's definitely been Zina's downfall. They feel a little more relaxed now. It's in a tiebreaker instead of down 5-love for Martina.
First serve.
She is playing
5-1.
great tennis.
Zina not getting the sting on that ball. Martina angled drop volley. And if Zina can't get that, nobody can. Great volley by Martina. She is supercharged out there.
Navratilova.
That's about the first ball Zina's hit on her front foot instead of her back foot. She's been on the defense, a little tight, not going for her shots like she was. It's a shame to see her blow such a lead.
That's her first ace. And there were 3 points
Navratilova.
in this set when she would have given anything she owns for that ace. Would have ended the match.
Navratilova.
3 set points for the 4-time U.S. Open champ.
Game in second set.
She was down love 5, facing the end
Navratilova,
of the match.
7 games to 6.
But Navratilova survives, and we will go to a 3rd set. What more can you say than it's stadium court at the U.S. Open? And that means great tennis. And for 1 hour this afternoon, Zina Garrison was playing tennis in another world, a world far above all of us. And she has come crashing back to earth into reality. She is now headed into a 3rd set against the 4-time champ, Martina Navratilova. Garrison led the 2nd set 5-love. She had 4 match points, 3 on her serve. And Martina survived.
Martina's in the driver's seat now. She's playing a lot more controlled. She's a little more relaxed on the court. Hitting the ball with a lot of authority out there. 30. And Zina Garrison is probably in the most difficult mental place you could be in a match, having squandered such a lead at 5-love, had 4 match points, and it's so hard to reestablish yourself back in a match like this.
40.
Martina yelling to herself, hit it. That's what she wasn't doing the first couple of sets. She was being tentative. She knows she's got to hit out on the ball.
Boy, Zina was about ready to snap. That ball wasn't called out. Say this match is a bit different than the Everett-Maleva match in the style of play, huh?
It's like 2 different sports.
It's been fabulous tennis, but right now Navratilova seems to be in control.
Final set.
Some fans moving back there, disturbing Martina.
Please sit down behind the court. Thank you.
So easy to lose sight of the ball there when returning. The fans are moving around and distracting your vision.
Those tricky shadows we talked about are at that awkward halfway point now. Another 2 games or so, they'll probably cover the entire court.
Got to watch the ball extra carefully when that happens. Changes colors. Look at those winners still. 41 for Garrison, but the unforced errors, she really picked those up, and Martina picked up a lot of winners too.
Now those numbers, I think, testify to the incredible quality of this match, that both players have better than 2-to-1 winners to unforced errors. That's it.
Garrison caught her looking the other direction.
And even when Garrison was winning, Ann, it was not that Martina was playing poorly.
No, no, no. Zina was winning on her winners.
And that's the point that you saw in those numbers, that Navratilova has played a very good match as well.
Incredible power by Martina, waiting for the short ball. Martina swings big on that forehand, comes to the net, and then watch that volley. Nice shoulder turn, right into the open court. Very rarely do people beat Martina. Martina will beat herself a lot, make mistakes. But it's hard to outplay Martina the way Zina Garrison was doing the first set, and then when she led to 5-11 the second.
Garrison holds, and we are at 1-all in the third and final set.
Crucial game for Garrison to get that. If she had lost her serve, Martina would have taken, gosh, 2-love lead. Zina only winning 1 out of the last 9 games.
Now we'll have a brief recess after this match, and then be back with Aaron Crickstein against Darren Cahill, men's quarterfinals, 7:30 Eastern.
This is such an interesting match because both players are responding to each other's play. Watch how Zina steps around the ball. Good racket extension, stays down. Zina is short, and she stays down so well on the ball. 15-all. A lot of players have a tendency to pull up on the ball, causing it to go long. She really continues her follow-through. Careless error by Martina. Martina hasn't served particularly well today. She's only gotten 59% of her first serves in. Not a good percentage for her.
Oh, a nice return by Garrison. And now Garrison has the first break point of the third set. Out.
Martina gets a lot of kick on that second serve, throwing it out to Zina's forehand, Zina having to hit it at shoulder level, which is extremely difficult to hit. Dropped in. Martina thought it was going out.
Good sign that Garrison has been able to play and compete here in this third set. That's an ace. Or fourth. And Navratilova has the advantage. And the game. So it is 2-1 Navratilova in the third set. Staying with this U.S. Open quarterfinal match until its conclusion, and then we'll rejoin regular programming as scheduled on USA until 7:30 Eastern, when we're back with Aaron Krickstein against Darren Cahill. Men's quarterfinal action tonight. Tomorrow, a full day of tennis beginning at noon Eastern, and then tomorrow night, Andre Agassi, Jimmy Connors. Out.
She was lucky. She left that alley open.
I'm sure Martina was thinking that, I'll tell you, never have 2 hours passed so quickly. One of those matches you don't even notice the clock. I'm sure Martina was thinking, Ann, that she was going to come out here in the third set, maybe get a quick break and finish this fast. It hasn't happened.
Zina has kept her composure, has responded to this pressure so well. She's a veteran of the circuit. She's played a lot of big matches. I think she's grown up a lot emotionally. Since her split with John Wilkerson, she's been working with Willis Thomas. And she says that he has helped her relax a lot more away from the court.
Zina Garrison says the split was Laurie McNeil's idea. Laurie McNeil is still with John Wilkerson.
Martina disguised that lob so well. She waited until Zina closed the net off and then lifted the ball gently over Zina's head.
And so it is 2-all.
2 games all.
In the third set.
Gets down for the volley. Garrison. Martina tries too much topspin for the angle. She went for a low percentage shot. Ted, I believe that Laura McNeil has been working with John Lloyd this tournament, and they both had split from John Wilkerson just recently. Mutual decision. I'm sure John Wilkerson is probably watching this match, though, as one of his first students he started with Zina Garrison in Houston.
Love 15.
There is Willis Thomas right there. Incognito with the shades and the hat on. Zina has been so effective against Martina's second serve. She's 17 of 41, averaging 41% of those second serve points. Martina's usually up at around 60%.
And now a chance, Garrison. Love 30. And 3 break points now for Garrison.
Love 40.
Zina anticipating this to the forehand. Martina's been serving a lot to her forehand today. It's through the ball, racing right over for the next point. Nobody has a stronger backhand volley than Martina, especially when she's on the run like that or having to reach for it. She's got incredible upper body strength. That left arm.
Zina Garrison breaks the first break of the third set.
Garrison leads.
We'll be back very shortly after the end of this match with Aaron Crickstein and Darren Cahill, live men's quarterfinal match. But right now we have a far more pressing duel taking place on Stadium Court. And Ann, what's amazing is it's Garrison had Martina on the ropes, could not deliver the knockout punch. Martina came back strong, and just when you expect Garrison to wilt, she breaks.
This is why this is a Grand Slam event. All the players try to gear their whole year around these big tournaments and try to raise their level of play. And that's exactly what both players are doing today. Just keep raising it and raising it. I'll tell you one thing, whoever loses this match is going to have nightmares.
I don't think Garrison would sleep very well, though. Martina's almost playing on freebie time now, and she was out of the match.
Yeah, but she wants to defend her title badly. She does not want to go out in the quarterfinals to Zina Garrison.
Second serve of Garrison's just doesn't do it.
Well, Martina hit an exceptional return there. Little chip right at her feet. So hard to pick up a ball like that. Always hitting up instead of hitting a volley.
Yeah, she finally got a first serve in. And Garrison stays up a break in the third set.
Zina trying to keep herself pumped up out there. Doesn't want to squander another lead like she did. The second set being up 5-love, having 4 match points.
15-12.
She knows what she has to do. She knows she has to be aggressive, but a lot of times it's hard to execute it. Sometimes you remember you're playing the former #1 player in the world. It's tough.
30.
And you can't forget the past history. They've played 21 matches. Martina has won them all. Garrison had won only 2 sets in 21 matches before today.
40.
Given that history, this match is all the more unreal.
Martina's responding with more pressure, more aggressive play. She's doing what she does best, serving and volleying, putting the pressure on her opponent. She's missed the easy volleys today. She hasn't missed the tough ones. Maybe the lights are bothering her. I know with her glasses, she doesn't like to play at night. She says her glasses fog up. It's difficult to see the ball when the sun is starting to set.
Martina's 4th double fault, and it is 40-30. Navratilova, so she holds serve. More tennis after these words from your local cable system. Point, Garrison serving.
15-love.
And Martina has her back to the wall again. She must break either this game or 2 games hence.
A real different situation this time. I think at 5-love in the second set, Zina Garrison was thinking, I've won, I've won, I've won. But now she knows it's 4-3, and she must keep applying the pressure. She's not quite as confident as she was at 5-love.
Wow.
40-love.
Martina almost got out of a point she had no business winning. As she's quickly running out of time on this first chance is Navratilova. Long.
And Garrison, change balls, please.
Now, Ann, is this a free game for Garrison? Can she go for broke here, trying to break and win now?
I think she's going to go for the return in the center of the court.
Garrison leads 5 games to 3.
She has her shot, hit it. She has the opportunity to come in. She's going to keep the pressure on Martina, but she's got to be aggressive. She can't afford to give any freebies to Martina. Gosh, what dramatic shifts we've seen in this match.
This is astonishing. I don't think you would have found very many people in this stadium willing to put an awful lot on the line for Garrison to win a 3rd set here.
Not to come back the way she's come back. She's responded like a champion.
And of course, she still is that 1 game away.
Both players, tremendous athletes as well, not only terrific tennis players. Ruthless. Once again, attacking this second serve of Martina's. Shoulder turn here by Garrison, following through. Really wrong-footing Martina there. Well, she's going for it, and I think that's what she'd want to be doing. She's probably saying to herself, geez, if I'm going to lose this match, I'm going to lose it going for it. I don't want to sit back and be tentative like I did at 5-love in the second set. She's making Martina earn those points. Did you see how Martina waited on that volley?
40-15.
She made Garrison commit to that cross court, and Martina was right there. She reads the passing shots so well.
40-15.
Martina lucky to get a rack on it, just throws up a lob. Garrison goes behind Martina, anticipating the ball the other way.
We'll be back with Zina Garrison serving for the match in a moment. On Stadium Court for the third time, Zina Garrison serves for the match.
Love 15.
She got caught in no man's land. She couldn't decide whether to commit and come in or stay back. Drew an unforced error. There's Willis Thomas, Zina's coach.
Good.
Martina reaching down deep. She is amazing. Good first volley. Martina stays down and whacks it. Stays down, really stays down there.
It's as if there's a role reversal. When Garrison serves for the match, she becomes tentative and Martina the aggressor.
Martina aggressive on that forehand. Watch her big swinging forehand volley. Nice shoulder turn.
That was good.
Once again, Zina finds herself down love 40 on her serve. She was down love 40 at 5-3. Had 3 match points in the second set on her serve. 1 on Martina's serve.
No, that shot was good by Garrison. Martina can't believe it.
40.
I thought it was out. Martina thought it was out. It was called good. You did too. Well, it was called good, and his is the only opinion that counts.
Quiet, please.
Penetrating forehand by Zina. Watch it right there.
Well, you can't tell.
From this angle, it's impossible to tell.
Still a break point. Oh, great return by Navratilova. You just don't get many chances in any sport to beat a champion. And Zina Garrison has had her share. Martina has fended them all off.
Tim Gullickson, Martina's coach, along with Judy Nelson, Renee Richards there. They've got to be a little nervous.
5-all, third set.
We've seen another shift now. Martina going with the flow, has the momentum. Hey, what, Ted? These fans are going nuts. I haven't even seen anyone leave to get any food.
That's the first time that's happened in 10 days. This has been the women's answer to Edberg Krickstein. This has been a great, gripping match.
Martina let that racket head drop. Got a little tentative on that volley. She knows it. Once again, not committing on the backhand volley. She might be a little nervous. Tim Wilkinson. Tim Gullickson, I'm sorry. Tim Wilkinson, male player. Oh my gosh, Martina's missed 3 in a row. Good first volley, and then she has the whole court here. She's got Zina. She flicks it and just goes for too much of an angle and knocks the ball wide. And watch Martina extend here. She just flicked it. She didn't quite snap her wrist firm enough.
What a shot! And she will have one more chance when we return. Ever in his wildest dreams have thought of one like this for this match. It has been implausible, incredible, unreal, and utterly entertaining.
Buckle your seatbelts. I am on the edge of my seat here. This is amazing.
The 4th time she serves for the match.
That was lucky. Zina needs to get those first serves in. Martina's going to attack every second serve.
Krickstein and Cahill, 7:30 tonight, USA. Agassi and Connors tomorrow night.
Oh. sixth double fault.
15 all.
6 double faults. They have been at the absolute worst times. 3 of them have been terribly painful.
Willis actually laughing. Ted, the crowd cringes every time Zina Garrison throws up the ball for a second serve. You can just feel it in the stadium. She's tight.
The toughest thing for an athlete is to learn how to close a match. That's what Garrison is fighting.
Shot. Zina gets her first serve in. First volley. Martina, it's a good passing shot. Watch the shoulder turn. She keeps the racket head up. Perfect angle.
Oh.
Martina responds with a incredible backhand return. I can't believe it.
30-40.
I'm in awe of both these players out here. It's just incredible. No one's losing at all. They're just hitting winners back and forth.
Close to a fault. Martina thought it was. Martina's on a rise. It is deuce. Of course, Martina was complaining about the last serve that is watched by Cyclops. She attacked the second serve and missed the shot.
Zina is just spinning that serve in.
Advantage Garrison.
5th match point for Garrison. Gosh, I'm nervous, Ted. She must be real nervous.
That was so far long, the machine did not go off. It was out of its range. Cartoon Express, tic-tac-toe will be joined in progress at the end of this match.
2.5 hours still playing. What a match this has been. An ace. Martina looks in disbelief. Zina commits on this first serve right in the forehand crown. Martina couldn't get there.
That's what she needs to win. An ace
She needs
on a
her
match
first
point.
serve desperately.
The emotions are overwhelming. The champion goes home. Zina Garrison goes on. An incredible day on Stadium Court. Martina Navratilova has just exited the court through the stands to great, respectful cheers. But the winner, Zina Garrison, is with our Ann White.
Zina, I don't even know what to ask you. What a match. You just must feel, I can't even describe. Could you tell us how you feel right now?
I know that I've been working really hard, and you know, I didn't know after the second set being up 5-love, and then she came back and I had so many match points, and I just kept telling myself that I worked so hard, and you know, I thought I deserved this one this time.
You kept your composure so well after losing those 4 match points. What was going through your mind and when you started that third set?
I thought about last year. I knew that I had learned a lot from last year, having Lori down match point and then losing the match, and I didn't want to do the same thing this time.
In your preparation, you knew you'd lost 21 times to Martina. Did you prepare differently for today's match?
I think I've been preparing since January. She beat me 3 straight times in indoors, and I was playing really well then, and I got very upset with myself. And you know, Martina's a very tough player, and I knew that I have chances against her, but I just wasn't doing it.
Would you have to say this is a win of your career?
Definitely, to beat Martina. I mean, she's my idol. I mean, so.
So, how was the crowd? I mean, did they get you pumped up out there? That looked like you kept jumping around trying to get yourself motivated in that match?
I think the crowd really helped me in the last 2 games because, you know, they felt that I had those match points in the second set and I should have won it, and I just took the adrenaline and went with it.
Zina, you inspired us all. I may have to go back out and start playing now. You played so well. Congratulations, and Ted's back to you.
Thank you.
What a great day. Last year she left here in tears when she watched her childhood friend Lori McNeil beat her and then go on to beat Chris Evert. But 1 year later, Zina Garrison has her day.